fans here are hailing Tony Romo's presence here on the set, as we are too. Tony, thanks for coming out here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for
What does this win mean for this team tonight, Tony?
Well, obviously, it's every win that you have is important. But on the road after last week, I think we really needed to, come back strong and put a good performance on.
How's your back, man?
I'm good. It's always, always working on it, always getting stronger, but it's been good.
Moose showed in the pregame show a couple times that you're in the pocket last week and you just dropped down, like you was expecting to hit, as if you were grimacing in pain even before the hit came.
Yeah, I wasn't as comfortable last week going into the game. I mean, it was a little different week. I didn't take a shot for the first time this year, and that, a couple things were probably poor decisions on my part leading up to the game. And, I've had the transfers process as well as the disc surgery and, broken ribs and just things you go through in the season. But they add up after a little bit, so you just don't feel as comfortable sometimes. And it was just a bad decision I made throughout the week, the way that I went into the last game.
Tony, it's not my question, but I got to drop it on you because all week, as I'm prepping for this game, and I'm sure as you guys are prepping for this game, all you hear and all you heard about was the December slump issue. How do you guys feel about that, and how tired are you of hearing?
Yeah, I don't know that when you play the game, you actually, listen to, there's just a new story each week, and so you kind of put your blinders on and you go and improve and get better. And as a football team, we've kind of done that all year. You win, you go back to work. You lose, you go back to work. And the things about years past, it just means absolutely nothing. And I think you understand that when you're on a football team or when you played for a while.
Well, one last thing, Tony. One of the things you talk about years past that I noticed last week that I haven't noticed in the last years past, you were adamant in the press conference last week, and you would not have that kind of game this week. And I've never seen you take such an approach. I promise you I won't do that. I won't have that kind of a game. What changed, and why take that approach now?
Well, I just knew a couple of the thoughts, decisions, and the feeling in that game that, it took. And I think it just knew that wasn't going to happen again. And, when you play the game long enough, like I said, you start to gain an understanding of what it takes to be successful. And you understand also, if you're a decent player, the performance twice for those are minimized. You can usually figure out what you did wrong and come back the next week.
Tony, how comforting is it to turn around and hand the ball off to a guy who rushes 32 times for 179 yards? He's made 1,608 yards on the season. What kind of luxury is that for you?
Oh, it's a big deal. He had 9 receptions tonight, too. That, the guy touched the ball 40 sometimes in a football game. People just don't understand the kind of hits, the beating that takes on your body. And for him to be able to continually get up and just go produce and have the kind of production he has, it's really special. This is a special season he's having. The guys up front deserve credit. DeMarco obviously deserves, as much credit as anybody who's played. It's really just a special thing to see.
Tony, congratulations on the game tonight. Really efficient performance. And you looked healthier to me. Dion mentioned it. You looked like you were playing in pain last game. But this game, you scrambled out of the pocket like Tony Romo does, and you hit Beasley for the touchdown. Let's cut to the chase. You had a short week against the Eagles. That was a tough turnaround that quick. Now you've got the long week, and you go over there to Philadelphia against a 9-3 team, and here we go. This is going to be for the division. Talk about this lengthy week of rest and rehab and preparation to get ready for that game.
Yeah, I'll definitely appreciate this week more than the one last time where we had 3 days really to get ready. That was a real short week because we played on the Sunday night, which was even I felt like real extreme with coming back and getting home at 6 a.m. That's a tough week for you just to grind out mentally for all the guys. And we didn't put our best foot forward. And there's no excuses. We needed to play better. We didn't. And I think for us, we're excited about the challenge to go back and hopefully be better. And don't get me wrong, the Eagles are good. They're very good. That's a well-coached football team who does things aggressive and fast, and they put a lot of pressure on you to perform at a high level, play in, play out. Saying that, we didn't play our best last time, and I'm excited about our team's chances to go in here and put a better foot forward.
And Marshall touched on it as well about DeMarco Murray and his performance this year, and how a lot of people have been saying that you're a quarterback that does too much. sometimes when you do too much.
Why do you look at Dion when you say that?
Well, because
That ain't about you.
No, it never is.
No, that was really ain't about you.
No, you've always talked good about it.
no, but I'll tell you the truth. I love it. But Tony,
Always good.
where do you stand on that issue? That because you can hand it off to somebody like DeMarco Murray, that you're having a better season and you're more efficient as a quarterback. Where do you stand on that thought process?
Everything goes together. I mean, you get a better coaching staff, you can play better. You get a better running game, you can play better. Your defense plays great, you can play better. I mean, the quarterback position gets a lot of the credit, a lot of the blame. We hear that all the time, but ultimately, these games are won with all of the players, all the coaches. I mean, it matters when you have a good scheme. It helps a lot. It really does. When you don't, it's a little bit of a struggle. When you have a good running back, it helps a lot. When you have a good receiver, it helps. You don't have a number one receiver, teams are going to play a man-to-man coverage and going to make it hard on you. Teams are going to go through that in the NFL. We have a guy who can make that difficult for teams. You have a running back, you're going to get single high coverage. You're going to allow your receiver to go one-on-one. It makes it easier. You know, it's a simple thing, but it's really, the game can be that simple.
Yeah, and Tony, I've been talking about him the last few weeks, and I said tonight he must become that emerging star. And he's been starting to, but tonight he got 2 touchdowns. I'm talking about Cole Beasley. Talk to me about the importance of his role in this offense when they do start saying, I'm going to single up on the outside, single up on that slot receiver. How important is Cole Beasley?
Well, he's been really fantastic. He's a tough guy to cover. And what you find is Jason Witten being inside and Dez on the outside, it kind of creates a little bit of pick your poison a little bit. And, there's only so many guys who can match up with each guy. And what you find is you get in the third or fourth corner sometimes on Cole. And Cole's just a really, really good player and a really good wide receiver. Terrence Williams is actually a very good player too. It's just that he doesn't get the opportunities because you have some other guys. And when you look at it, we're a running team that really makes it difficult because we can throw at a very high rate and we can be aggressive with it. And it just makes it so that not everyone's going to touch the ball a lot. So even Cole, who had 2 touchdowns, you might not see him for 2 or 3 weeks. Terrence, you might not. Witten, Escobar. I mean, just you can go away a little bit when you're running the ball as efficiently as we are, and you have a big-time player, obviously, like Dez. And so it's just, what I'm trying to get to basically is that we have a very good nucleus of team, and these guys have to put their egos at the door for us to really be successful. And they've all done that, and it's really a special thing because it's not always that way.
Hey, let me tell you something. Don't worry about these guys up here. Hey, Troy Aikman had Evan Smith. Rod Stuckey had Tony Dorsett. Get you your guy and go get your Super Bowl. Don't worry about these guys over this thing. Good job, Tony.
Done.
Good job. Good job. I'm sorry. I ain't thinking about you. Give him the gift bag.
Give him the gift bag. Come on, Irv.
Oh, gift bag.
Give him the gift bag. Oh, hold on a second. We've got to hold on.
Social media.
We've got to pay off the social media question. So, how important this is from @DonBKR, who I'm sure you would follow on Twitter if you were on Twitter, Tony. How important is it to know that you will not finish 8-8 this year?
How important is it to know? Well, I tell you what, I guess it's important now that we got 9 wins, but if you're talking about finishing 8-8, you're probably not going to be where you want to be at the end of the year. So we've had enough 8-8. It's time to move on to the next one.
There you go. Now you get the gifts.
And after a great game, here's what we get you.
Tony Romo.
This while you get the
Now getting the famous
I got this.
Mazda post-game show get back. Digging in who knows what might possibly be in there. What do we got?
You get the gifts.
I tell you what, look at that.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's Deion Sanders autobiography.
That's Mike Irvin.
This is the man right here.
That is Mike Irvin, by the way.
Oh, that is her. Okay.
This is the one I actually want.
All right. What else we got in there? Let's dig in there.
I'm just going to have to go get
Tony Romo digging his winning hand in
I tell
there.
you what, I'm going to have to go to Rich's house to
Put your
actually
kids
watch
to sleep when you watch this
VHS.
game.
That's right. Wow. Oh, I've got a VHS for you, Tony. You're welcome anytime. There you go.
Look at that.
You can put that in the fireplace.
I think he's doing a dance right there.
Okay, he's high stepping. Oh, yeah, here we
Part of his
go.
daily routine.
Tony Romo, go digging in there. What do we got in there?
Oh, yeah.
Look at these outfits.
Oh, hold that one up. That's an old AP photo.
You know what that is? It's the Super Bowl.
The playmaker is
Bowler hats. Bowler hats?
Matching hats.
Oh, nice lids, guys.
What it looks like.
Nice lids.
The crazy thing is Marshall wears that stuff now.
He got, what is that, like a little beanie baby?
Hey, where are y'all getting this stuff from,
I tell you what, Deion will sell himself for anything to get some money.
Where are they getting this stuff from?
I'm not even sure what that is.
I don't even know where they
There you go. I think
I don't
there's a
even know
couple.
where they get this stuff from.
First down. Oh, yeah.
All we got to do is put Brian on the back, and it feels good. That's all that is. You're like,
There you go. Last gift for Tony Romo in the gift bag. What could it possibly be? Oh, it's a jersey.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
A little bitty prime.
Hey, they really spent a lot of money on that one.
They did. This is the size Deion was when he played.
And we're on the
Nice.
budget.
oh, that key, get over.
Oh, man. Okay.
Hands is.